Hi everyone, it's me, Diana, the Doll Fairy. Welcome back to my channel. If you follow me on Instagram, you may already know that I actually got engaged this past May. Or maybe if you've watched my recent videos, you might have just noticed that I now have an engagement ring on my finger. I am super excited to do a lot of DIY projects for my wedding, which is going to be next spring. I'm currently in the thick of researching, budgeting, planning projects. So one of the things I decided I wanted to do myself was the florals for my wedding. But I know nothing about actual flowers or how to take care of them and how to arrange them. And if you use real flowers, you really have to do that like 2 or 3 days before your actual wedding, otherwise the flowers will just wilt. So for someone like me who's inexperienced with working with flowers, that didn't sound like a very good idea.
I found this really cool alternative called Sola wood flowers from a women-owned business called Oh You're Lovely.
They carry a huge selection of Sola wood flowers. These are flowers that are made out of Sola wood, and they actually kind of feel like foam. They're really cool and really interesting and totally customizable.
Stephanie and Maggie created Oh You're Lovely 3 years ago, and since then their beautiful and long-lasting wood flowers have been a hit with DIY brides, crafters, and floral enthusiasts of all sorts. Stephanie makes tons of helpful and entertaining video tutorials on the Oh You're Lovely YouTube channel, which I've watched quite a bit of, to show you exactly how to dye, stem, and arrange your Sola wood flowers, along with a never-ending stream of new craft and decor ideas incorporating these gorgeous flowers. You can choose your favorite blooms to make tons of different crafts, or make it super easy to plan a wedding with Oh You're Lovely's DIY kits that come with everything you need to create bouquets for a bride, her bridesmaids, or even boutonnieres.
I talked with Stephanie, and she said she was excited to work with me, and so she sent me a gift card so that I could try out these flowers for myself and share them all with you.
Gosh. Okay, this is super exciting. Okay, I'm just like dying to actually touch the flowers and see how they feel. It looks like these are dahlias. I think they're dahlias. And these as well. Oh, they're so pretty. And then here we have, I think these are stellas. I think they're called Stella. They're like a mix between a rose and a peony. Really gorgeous. Teeny little roses. They are so cute. These are, I think, also Stella. I think I got different sizes of Stellas. And this must be the bridesmaid bouquet kit, maybe? In the bottom corner here are the wire stems. Take a look. So here's this other box, which I believe is the Bridesmaid Bouquet DIY kit. So the cool thing about this is that it has everything that you need to make a specific bouquet. And that's really, really helpful and nice because it's all together in one kit. The price is right, let me tell you. So this is a really awesome option. I do apologize for the landscaping noises in the background. It's just inescapable. Here in the box is a QR code for that's going to take you straight to a video tutorial that tells you how to put this bouquet together. So here are the flowers that we're going to use in this bouquet. So we'll have to take those out and look at them a little bit closer to see what combination we have of different types of roses. These look like, I am not sure. I don't know flowers very well, but these are definitely different and they're very pretty. So I think it's about 25 flowers that are included in this kit. And not only do we have the flowers, but we also have all the other stuff that we're gonna need. So here is our greenery. So this is, I think this is called seeded Italian ruscus. I'm excited about how easy and simple that is too. This is called corn broom, I learned, and this is something that people like to put around the base of their bouquet, like the part that you hold. I'm personally not into that look. It's like more of a rustic, country-ish, I guess, kind of look, and I think I would rather put ribbon on mine. personally, so I think I'm gonna do it a little bit differently. You literally have everything you need, including the twine that you like wrap around the handle. And we have all of the stems here, the wire stems that we're going to need for the flowers in this bouquet. So this one is actually, I think, Liza. It's called Liza. And then these are dahlias. These two are stellas. And these little ones are rosas. Wow, this is so light. It's like there's nothing in my hand. It's like a real flower. I feel very light and almost like a foam, but very much like the weight and heft of a real flower, because a real flower is very delicate, and all of these petals feel really soft and delicate. Okay, so here is Eliza, and again, it's just so light and like, I don't know, fluffy? Not fluffy, that's not the right word exactly, but it's just so light and delicate. And here's the Rosa, the little baby Rosa. It's so tiny and cute. Okay, so these are the flowers that were included in the Bridesmaids DIY bouquet kit. So this is some type of a rose, I guess? I don't know, it looks like a cross between a rose and a tulip to me, and I like it. This is a different kind of rose. This looks like a dahlia, right? It looks like a dahlia? Yeah, that looks like a dahlia. Okay, and then we have a different type of rose. This one has like a lot of petals concentrated in the center.
One of the most helpful aspects of these flowers from Oh You're Lovely is that they can be dyed whatever colors you'd like to match your project or your wedding color scheme. You can also leave them as is, and they're a lovely natural cream color. I'm going to dye these flowers in some coordinating shades of pink, coral, and burgundy for my DIY bouquet. I'm also going to dye the mini Rosa flowers and use those to make a small flower crown that would be perfect for a flower girl to wear.
And I have everything all set up for me here. I've got a bunch of egg cartons that I can put my flowers aside to dry in. I have some plastic containers that I'm going to put my paint mixtures in to mix up the different colors. And I have a bunch of different paint colors here.
The dyeing process is actually so much easier than I expected. All you need is some acrylic paint, mix it with water to create a milky sort of consistency, and you have your dye. It's also helpful to have a misting spray bottle filled with water nearby. I'm starting by creating a light pink color. I hold my first flower by the bottom piece and twirl it around in the mix. Once the flower is wet, the petals are much more pliable, and I can sort of fan out the petals if I want the bloom to be opened wider. Just dip and twirl for a consistent shade of color throughout the flower.
Yeah, these are the wood flowers. Yeah, I'm dyeing them with.
Oh, that's really nice.
It's like paint and water. It's pretty easy, actually.
For ones like this, where the petals are very close together, I can open up the petals a bit more before dipping it again to make sure the dye hits the inside of all the petals. Now, let's get a little fancy. This time, I'm only going to dip the very top edge of the flower petals in the dye, leaving the inner parts of the flower cream colored. I can use my misting spray, which is just water, to add some moisture that will soften the transition of the color from pink to cream, and I use my fingers to smooth out the color anywhere that needs a little nudge. I'm really loving the effect this has. The all pink flowers are very pretty, but the ones with a bit of an ombre effect are just gorgeous in my opinion. They look so real and so elegant. Now let's try to create a deeper shade of pink, one closer to burgundy.
I can also use a paintbrush to fill in any of the areas within the flower that need a little touch-up. I try to create the ombre effect again. It's a little trickier to achieve a smooth transition because the color is darker. I use my paintbrush, alternately dipping it into my dye mixture as well as some clear water to smooth out the color and create a nice gradient on the petals. Next, I want to create a coral pink color with a peachy undertone. I'm having so much fun playing around with the different effects you can create. I really like using the mister to soften the color, making it almost look like watercolor. I just can't say enough how relaxing and therapeutic this felt while I was painting. It was just such a relaxed and forgiving process overall. It may take a little bit of trial and error to get the desired effect, but it's still probably going to look pretty no matter what you do, which means it's really hard to mess up. I'm going to leave about 5 of my bouquet flowers in their natural cream color. I can mist them with a bit of water to soften and fluff them up if I want to, and they're already good to go. For the mini rosa flowers, I started by dipping the roses into the color like I did for the other flowers. However, I quickly learned that because this flower has these delicate crinkled edges, submerging it in the water and paint mixture causes it to lose some of its shape as it dries. After I learned this, I switched to hand painting these in between the petals. This takes longer for sure, but I really love the effect you can create when the color is peeking out from the center of the petals. I think these peachy ones turned out the best. Now it's time to hand paint all the dahlias and the luxe flowers I got, including the Liza and Stella blooms. I'm going to delicately paint these in pale pink and peachy pink to use as accents throughout my wedding florals. I found that for the dahlias, I prefer to dip dye the very edges of the petals and then use water and a paintbrush to smooth out the gradient. I also paint on more color along the outer edges of the petals. It looks a bit like a water lily, and I really like that. For the Lizas and Stellas, I preferred to go in with the dye on a paintbrush and paint from the inside bottom of each petal. I think this looks so beautiful. Just for fun, I dye one of my dahlias in my favorite turquoise color and paint on some greenish metallic paint to create a magical shimmery effect. So now that all of my flowers are painted, I am going to put together a few of the projects that I had in mind. So the first thing is the DIY kit for the bridesmaids bouquet. So this is the greenery that comes with the DIY kit, and this, according to the tutorial video, should be really easy to put together. Wire stems are what we're going to use to stem the flowers. We're also going to use a glue gun, and these two things I don't think I'm actually going to be using. So as you can see if you watch the tutorial for this, what we're going to do is actually separate these pieces of greenery from each other. We're going to clip them all off. I don't have good clippers, so this might take a little while. There we go. Okay. And then on each piece we're going to move the leaves up towards the top, like this. I have my glue gun ready to go, and so here are my stems. Some of the flowers have like a little like thing here where the petals are all tied together. And you can cut this off, you just have to be really careful not to cut like where it's tied together. I'm just going to trim it. It still seems intact. You can sort of like poke a hole in here so you know where you're gonna put the stem. And like that holds pretty well already. But I'm just gonna put a tiny dot of glue on the stem just to make sure it holds. So here, let's see, there we go. A little baby dot of glue. And then I just sort of twist it in. Oh, look how nice it is. It's got a little stem now. All right, so I'm gonna do that with all of these flowers. And then we are gonna be putting together bundles of flowers with the greenery to make our bouquet. So I screwed up already and I poked the stem all the way through the flower. So I guess be careful not to do that. There we go. Alright, so all of my flowers now have their wire stems attached. This was really quite easy and quick, and here are my eucalyptus bunches. I'm going to take like 2 sprigs of the greenery, like the eucalyptus, and I'm going to combine that with 5 flowers. And since I did different colors, I'm gonna try to like, let's see, try to get like a good variety of the colors and the styles of flower in each of these little bundles. But once I have that figured out, I'm going to just put some tape around the bottom to hold the bundle together. I had this orange tape, so it's like ugly orange tape, but that's what I have. We're gonna cover it up later. And now 2 bundles with 1 bunch of eucalyptus in each and 3 flowers. So here are all my bundles, and now I'm just going to, I just have the 5 bundles and the 4 extra flowers following Stephanie's formula. And now I just have to arrange these aesthetically into a bouquet, and that should be pretty simple. Now I just need to figure out where I want to add in my extra flowers. I feel like the colors are kind of informing where I want to put the extra flowers. Like I want the colors to be balanced. something that I learned here was maybe don't like make them so distant from each other in terms of their height. Like maybe it would look better if I didn't do that. I think I should have just been a little bit more uniform about it. But basically, this is just the kind of thing where you just play around with it, you know, until you're happy with how it looks, and it's kind of subjective also. So I am just going to now take this and tape around the stems here, just like we did before with the smaller bundles. What you would do here is you could use the corn broom and sort of wrap it around here. Stephanie shows you exactly how to do that in the tutorial, and then wrapping it around with twine. I think I would want this a little shorter. I need better clippers before I could cut this, but I would cut it shorter. And then this part I would wrap with a ribbon. So what I would do, I'm not gonna glue this right now because again, I'm not sure what I'm doing yet for sure. But I would take some hot glue and glue this, you know, pretty much I guess at the bottom. And then I would wrap it around and continue to like put dabs of hot glue until I get to the top. I'm pretty satisfied with this. I think the combination of colors turned out a lot better than I expected. And putting this together was incredibly easy.
I definitely want to emphasize to anyone who's looking to do their own faux florals for their wedding, these kits are a really great deal. It was so easy to put this together, and the price is so much better than what you would pay for real flowers. The bridesmaid bouquet regularly costs $48.99, but when it's on sale like it is currently, it's only $36.74. A bridal bouquet kit, which comes with 40 flowers and more greenery, is $80, but is on sale for $60. It's also perfect for a bouquet toss. As a bonus, please enjoy this clip of me triumphantly catching the bouquet at my brother's wedding 2 years ago. Now for the flower crown. I picked out 5 of my favorite ones of the roses I painted that I'll be using on the crown for one of my flower girls.
For some greenery, I have these little like tiny leaves that I think will look really cute. And I have these like mini cherry blossom kind of things that are made out of plastic. So I'm going to combine a little bit of each of these for this project.
Instead of stemming these flowers with the thicker stems that I ordered with my flowers, I'm just using some floral wire that's very thin and bendable. I did use one of the stems to bend it into the base headband shape to give the crown a bit more structure. I start with my middle flower and securely wrap the wire stem around the headband. Once I've wrapped all 5 flowers onto the band, crisscrossing the wires so that it's woven together securely, I'm adding some hot glue at the base of each flower to make it even more secure. The hot glue will also create a sort of cushion that will keep the wearer from feeling the edges of the wires on their scalp. I'm adding a few of the small plastic vines with a combination of hot glue to hold it in place temporarily, and twisting more wire along the vines to keep them there. I try to wrap the vines and the mini blossoms in a way that looks romantic and natural, but also doesn't leave any empty spots. Once it's all finished, it looks so pretty. I forgot to do this in the video, but I'm going to add blobs of hot glue to the ends of the headband for more comfort as well. This crown could honestly be an everyday accessory, but I think it will look even cuter on my little niece. Let's take a quick look at the other flowers I hand painted.
So I just wanted to show you how those turned out. There's a little bit of a difference between these two. So for the dahlias, I preferred dipping and getting the paint just on the edges and then using a paintbrush and some extra water to smooth out sort of a gradient or an ombre effect. And I thought that turned out really nicely on the dahlias, and this is how it turned out with the peach. I tried one dahlia where I sort of opened up the petals and put the color on the very inside of the petals. And I found that I preferred doing the tips. I'm pretty sure that if I just dipped these into the paint and water mixture, they would have lost all this pretty crinkling that makes them so gorgeous. So I did pulling the petals out and putting the paint inside there. And I did that for each petal, and I also did a bit on the backs of the petals. And those turned out so nice. They have just like a subtle pink, a subtle peach, but the edges are still cream, and they didn't get wet, so they maintained this like beautiful crinkling. This little guy, this is the only one that I did in a different color. It's just an example of all the different things you can try, different methods, different ways of hand painting the petals. Like, there's just so much you can do with these flowers.
I hope you had as much fun as I did checking out these unique and amazing flowers. I know this is a bit different from my usual crafting projects because there were no dolls involved, but the possibilities are endless when it comes to these flowers. If you like crafting and art, I highly recommend trying them out for your next floral project.
On the Oh You're Lovely channel, Stephanie shows us how to make all sorts of things like wreaths, arches, stuff like this magical teacup arrangement, which I'm totally in love with. And Stephanie is so enthusiastic and sweet that she's a joy to watch. You can check out Oh You're Lovely with the link in the description. Don't forget to use this special discount code, the Doll Fairy, to get 30% off your order of Sola wood flowers.
It does not include greenery or craft supplies, but this is a really awesome deal. I hope you also feel inspired to try something new, and like me, you might find that it's a huge breath of fresh air to try something different. And if you're planning a wedding and not sure what to do with your florals and you want to do it yourself and do it ahead of time, this is the perfect solution. I'll keep you updated on a few more of my wedding-related DIY projects in the coming months. If you enjoyed watching this video and this venture into a new realm of crafting, let me know in the comments below.
And as always, thank you to my patrons whose support helps make all of the doll magic on this channel possible. If you enjoy my videos and would like to help me make more of them, check out Patreon. Becoming a monthly supporter gets you access to bonus and behind-the-scenes content, participating in exclusive contests and collaborations, early access to my videos as well as exclusive patron-only videos and tutorials, and more. Check it out at patreon.com/thedollfairy. I'd also like to remind you that the Doll Fairy now has an official shop with apparel, accessories, charms, stickers, and lots of cool stuff for sale. I designed all of the merch on thedollfairy.com, so head over to check it out and sign up for the email list to find out the inside scoop about upcoming sales and events.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. I'll see you all again soon for more doll and wedding magic. Bye!